What up? This week is short and sweet, and we're going to talk about what to do when you feel low and down, and people are just asking to take things from you, pick your brain, how you do this, how you do that, and they want it for free, and give them the answers they want. They don't give them what they need, and they call you names, like how you pick yourself back up. And again, this is Celeste. Welcome back to my podcast this week. So this has been a hard week for me. We got shut down, so it didn't work today. Today's Saturday night. And I'm getting a lot of text messages and phone calls and emails about the mobile salon. But a lot of beauty pros want to know exactly like how to do this, how to do that, how to do this, how to do that. And they don't want to pay for the knowledge. While I have others that do pay. So, I've been getting name called, and it's been like just a lot of emotions for it to the point where I'm like, do I even want to be like an educator anymore? Do I still want to keep assisting people? And it really took me back to, I was like, you know what, this would be awesome as hard as it is for me to do this podcast with you guys, because I don't feel like happy and uppity. I think it's so important to you guys to see the other side of being an educator, because it's going to happen to you guys. It doesn't matter if you're new, out of school, in school, starting a business, ending a business to start a new one. It's going to happen. When you're successful, you do something right, okay? And success is different for everybody. We've talked about this before. There's going to be people that are going to want to know you're all for free. And that is, you are allowed to have boundaries. And that's what we're talking about today. How to set like boundaries and how to pick yourself after people call you names and try to bring you down. Because, let's be real, we're human and that affects our vibe. And number 3, how life and business are intermingled and why it's so important to have boundaries. Number 1, establish your boundaries. So I changed my phone number a month ago. So now you can only text me. And it's a new number. And I forgot to update it on my website. But I already did that today. And so now I don't no longer want to get phone calls, because I don't like telemarketer calls. The only people I need to get a hold of me is via text. It's just better for me. It creates that boundary. No matter, it has certain hours that's turned on and then it's turned off. And it's just like so awesome to have that boundary. This when you can get a hold of me or not. If you're somebody that wants to get a hold of your beauty pro at 3 a.m, like, I am not your girl. And I'm okay with that. And I think a lot of beauty pros go with like the lack mentality. Like, well, I need to answer the call, or well, I need to be available 24/7. What about your husband? What about your family? It takes a toll. Right now it's 10:40 at night. Okay. And this is going to be like the realest AF episode ever. And I am very sad. I am very angry, and I am very disappointed. And it affected my day. I'm not gonna lie, it affected my day at home with my husband, my kids, and I feel bad, okay? And I'm just tired, and I'm to the point where I'm fucking like done. Like, I am done giving shit away for free. I am done, and I'm gonna talk to you guys about this and the importance of boundaries and why it's so important. Because if you don't establish boundaries, you're gonna get angry. I have helped over 30 different beauty pros, okay, for free. How to become educators, how to set up their business, how to establish themselves as educators, different things, okay, throughout the years. And it has bit me in the butt, okay? And that's when 2 years ago, I decided, you know what, if people want my knowledge, or quote unquote, which I don't like this quote, pick my brain, no. That if they want to actually talk to me and get knowledge and how I can help them and things, I see loops and stuff. I actually do coaching, and shout out to all my actual clients, have paid beauty pros that we have a one-on-one call followed with a PDF of their action plan. I actually do that, you guys. And to have that has been amazing, because I'm able to give them my best or my knowledge. And if I don't know an answer, then I can write it down, and I can include it in a PDF with an answer, details, and everything. And it has been awesome for them and awesome for me to get all the answers they actually need in one-on-one call. And I love doing those. I think they're so much fun. But that's a boundary I decided to establish for myself, because you know what, you guys do get tired. Like, I don't care what anybody says. You get tired of giving your all. You get tired of being just used and abused and only being called for when you need something. That's hurtful and it's tiring. And I think it's so important to establish your boundaries in your business from the beginning. So that would be my one thing. If you ever want to become an educator or educate others, establish your boundaries from the beginning. Don't make the mistake I did. The texting has been awesome for my clients. Number 3, when you establish boundaries, not everybody's going to like it or going to like you, okay? I've been calling like the D word, S word, F word, like all this B word, like all kinds of things, okay? And it's very draining on me because I don't know these people, so I don't care what they say, but it's draining to me. Like, I'm like, really? Like, okay, so my clients are willing to pay $300, $400, $500, $600 for the hair for one service, but you're like, you were not even willing to invest in yourself, like under $300, under $100 for knowledge. I'm like, okay. So it just gets to the point where, like, and it's harder. I think it was a little bit harder for me in the beginning because we're all beauty pros and we do services, and we know like our knowledge is a big part, and not just like our talent, but our knowledge of what we invest in is part of our service. And for other beauty pros to diminish that and try to put me down was really hard. But now going to the point where, like, I really don't care. I don't care what everybody thinks. I know who I am. I can sleep at night. And I can no longer let this affect my life. So that's some boundaries. Number 2. What are we going to talk about? Oh, yeah. So in life and business, intermingle, you guys. And it's so important that you remember that your business will affect your home life. And your home life will affect your business. I don't care what anybody says, okay? When I go into work, okay, I'm putting myself in the mindset, this is not about me. I need to focus and give my all and be in a good mental space for my client because I'm going to touch them. And that's something that I am willing to separate. And I don't know how I do it, but that's something. Well, one of the things I do is I just center myself. I was going to work 20 minutes before I set up, and I take time to take a deep breath in, deep breath out, and like recenter myself and do my good vibe spray and be like, okay, we got this, girl. I do that. But I don't know why. It happens to all of us. But when I get home, if something happens at work, it does affect me. So I'm just getting to a point now where it's so important, again, to have boundaries. Because if you don't have boundaries, it is going to interact between the two. So it's so important. Like, what kind of life do you want to live? Because life is not to just be worked and have things. And I know it sounds like counterintuitive and things. And I'm looking around. I'm like, okay, I have a brand new freaking like room and furniture in my room because we're doing a remodel. We're about to be done. Everything in our house is almost new. So I'm like, that's counterintuitive, Celeste. But I'm like, no, but I wasn't working just to have this. I was working to like have a happy life. And now I'm getting to the point where I'm like, you know what? There's more to life than just material things. There's more to life. Like, I want to live life. I want to be happy with my life. And, I'm doing shifts towards that. So whatever, remember, before you make a decision in business, before you make a decision at home, remember, it's going to intermingle. It's going to affect each other. And I think it's so important for us to be real about it. Like, for this whole pandemic thing, having 2 kids in homeschooling has been hard. And it has been a lot of adjustments to make things work. And I know some things have suffered. And I've had to make sacrifices to make the other one work. So that's how I balance, quote unquote, balance work and business, is remembering that they each affect each other, because we are human beings. And as much as we can try, like, I do know how to detach my energy from it, they do both end up affecting each other. And the last one, let's see, so we did boundaries, right? The importance of boundaries, how family life and business life affect you. And number 3, how to pick yourself up when people drain you. Like, what if you got, for me, this past week has been like being called names, and other beauty pros don't want to invest in the course or in time to talk to me to get all the detailed plan and PDF of what to do, which is fine. But for you, how is it going to affect you when someone's like, you're too expensive, what you did, I don't like it, you're not worth it? How are you going to pick yourself up? Number 1, it's a reflection on them. Right now, everybody, like, there's so many people that are stressed out, and, they're angry, and they feel like, with all of us having to have shutdowns and having to be home by 10 and all this, like, stipulations and controls and things, I feel like a lot of people are starting to feel more entitled, like, well, I deserve this and you have to give me this, and if you don't, like, how dare you? And it's just been like a lot of anger. So number one, remember, there's a lot of stress going on, and it's nothing to do with you. It's a reflection on them. Number two, just because somebody can't see your worth doesn't mean you're not worth it, okay? Don't ever allow anybody to determine your worth in anything in life. And that has been one of the biggest things. And I think when I feel down, this is why I do something I do to pick me up, is I do Palo Santo. Like, I love the soothing smell of it, which I'm about to do. And I open the window and I'm like, okay, I'm releasing all this negative energy. And then also I always remind myself, like, nobody determines my worth except for myself. And I know it's been hard, Celeste. And I know you don't like a lot of attention. And I know that this is a lot for you to bear. But girl, you've been through worse shit. So get yourself up. You are amazing. You can do this. Other people do care about you and need to hear your message. So let it go. Move forward. And I don't care how mean this sounds. Not everybody deserves your attention. And that's the truth. I think that's something that I really have had to learn the hard way. Sometimes some people, we all have those people that only want to be part of our lives when we're accomplishing something great, or, if they need something, or to get an answer to something. So it's all about getting something out of it. I've decided to not have people like that in my life. My circle is super tiny, and I'm happy with that, because I think it's more important to the quality of people in your life. You are the top 5 people you're mostly around with. So who are you hanging out around with is so important to affect your love in life. And remember, like, nothing is shiny, nothing is perfect in life. There's ups and downs with everything you do, and part of it being an educator is you're gonna have to have tough skin. Yes, like for me, like right now I'm like, well, shit, like this has been a lot to deal with in a week, like all these things and emails and things and name calling. And I mean, I give free tools. Like I tell you guys, we did a podcast about going mobile. I've told you guys, and I'll say it again, you want to get started, go to your board of cosmetology in your state, make sure it's legal. If you have any questions about it, email them. That's why they're there for, and they'll email you back. If you don't want to pay, if you want to do it yourself, ask them. They'll be able to help you. But don't be calling people names if they don't want to give you, if they have a paid program. I have invested thousands of dollars, you guys, in group coaching and solo coaching and mindset coaching, and courses, thousands of dollars. Okay. And I don't call people names. I know that's what's worth for the shortcut to learn how to do something properly. And, it's just how it goes. So remember, you're worth it. We all have the hard days. And I hope this episode helps you guys to know that, what? Sometimes shit gets heavy and it gets hard. And sometimes people are not or your clients are not gonna see your worth, or they think you're overpriced, you're not worth it, or devalue you. But don't allow other people to devalue you or your morale. And take a break. For me, I'm gonna take a 3-day social media break. I don't care. I can go lose 2,000 followers for all I care, because I need the mental break. And I've always said it, and I'll say it again. The follower count don't count, girl. It's you. You are the superpower. The connections that you make is what matters. So take time for yourself. When you feel low, pick yourself up. Remember, all your worth is within you. And if you need to have a good cry, have a good cry. But remember to always get up and keep on going, even if it's at baby step mode. Have an amazing week, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye, guys.